Hi, my name is Tommy Kelly. Hi guys, and welcome back to Q&A Friday. You'll need to bear with me because I'm absolutely loaded with the flu, but I'll try and get through this as best as I can. The first question is from Joyce Shannon. Can you talk more about your religion? You showed us going to church. How has your religion helped or hindered your recovery? Well, my religion, as you well know, I'm LDS Church. It's really helped my recovery, knowing that my parents are over on the other side and they're looking over me. And basically we believe that through the church we can bind together your family on this side, your wife and things, and obviously your parents on the other side, and it just lets you know that you're going to be forever and you're going to be together again. So it's really really helped me massively. Obviously as well, I do worry about things like the fasting and things that they do in church and that, but I'm not going to partake in that whatsoever because I do not agree with it. There is some things I don't agree with the church, like I don't like the way they think about gay marriage and things like that. I thoroughly agree with gay marriage. Everybody deserves love, and I've got a brother who's married to a man as well, so that's my brother-in-law. So I totally agree with gay marriage. Everybody deserves love and things. But I say the church, you can always agree and disagree in certain things, but it's really helped me massively, my faith in the Lord, and knowing that my mum and dad's up there looking over me. That really pushes me on every single day to get myself better. So thanks very much for that, Joyce, and if you'd like me to do a video on that, I will. The next question is from Educating Shani, who you know I love so much. She's a dear person and one of my closest friends. She asks, she wants to hear about my wedding day, where and when, and do I have any photos from it. Actually, I don't have photos, sadly, because when we were actually moving the house from Beeve to Dorai, the removal van actually lost our wedding photographs. They lost quite a few things, and that was one of the worst things that they could lose. That was the dearest memory of my whole life and one of my proudest moments. It was actually in Kilburney Registry Office we got married. It was actually the second time we tried to get married, because the first time there was a lot of issues and I took no well, and then my wife took no well with her cancer, so it was actually the third time, and we got married on the 28th of November 2006, so this year it'll be my 10-year marriage anniversary, so that'll be a really special moment. And it was the greatest day ever. It was we went to the Gateside Inn for a meal and things, and my best man was my best friend William Luke, so we had a good meal and things after it, and it was a really nice night. It was just a wee small family outing, basically. We didn't really want a big massive wedding because Laura preferred that. She just preferred a kind of intimate marriage. The really good thing about it was, back then my dad he's very healthiest, and he was sorry. Oh, this flu. He's very healthiest, as I say, guys, and it was really good for him to be there and to spend that moment with me and see me getting married. I just wish my mum had been there, but I know she was there in spirit looking over me. And like I say, my dad was as proud as punch. He always wanted to see me get married, and it was just really good that he wasn't at his earliest at that point. It was a good few years later, it was about 2010, 11, before he actually took really no well, so that was really good. So thanks very much for that, Shannon. It was the greatest moment in my life. Natasha Grace asks, if you haven't asked these before, what specific foods have you eaten lots during your recovery, and what is my next goal if you have any? Well, I've eaten a lot of vegan cheesecakes, as you can well see. Peanut butter is I love as well. Tofu, seitan, tempeh, vegan pizza. I eat a lot of oats and things like that for my breakfast. Vegan chocolate. They're things that are staples in my diet. High calorie foods to really get in the calories that you need for obviously internal repair, as in obviously to gain weight as well. But you've got you're in a massive calorie deficit when you've suffered all the years of restrictions, so you really need to get a good amount of calories in, and basically focusing on all your macronutrients, your proteins, your fats and your carbs, because you don't want to neglect anything. If your eating disorder can latch onto anything at will, you want to get a good relationship with your foods, and that's basically what I've done. All the things I was fearing before, I've basically overcame. I've still got a few things that I've still got to work through, but everything's going great, and I'm really, really enjoying life again and loving life and beginning to love myself, which is something I thought I would never say, and it's down to all you guys. So my next goal is to obviously get to 60 kilograms. I want to get to that, then on to 70, which is my total target that I've been set by my eating disorder team, and basically to grow this YouTube channel as much as I possibly can and reach as many people as I can and help them with their eating disorder recovery. That is my biggest goal. That's why I come on here, not just to help myself but to help others, spread the vegan message, pro-recovery for eating disorders, and help as many people. So thanks very much for that, Natasha. That was a lovely, lovely question as well. Educating Shani asks again, do you worry about people judging you for your religion, and does it make you want to leave the church? She says she knows it's a heavy question, but she thinks it might help me. She also says, love you so much, buddy. You're doing so much good for so many. And so are you, Shani. You're an absolutely lovely person, and you were the reason I come onto YouTube. You gave me the courage to do it, and you push me on every day, and the messages we send each other on Facebook and things, you brighten up my day all the time. You give me such support, and I love you so much for that. But like I say, yeah, I do worry about people judging me about my religion, because I know the church believes in things like, obviously, they're against gay marriage and things like that, and a lot of people claim that they don't believe in coloured people and things like that, which is absolutely rubbish. Religion and things have moved on a long, long time since all those years ago, and I worry about that. I worry about the hate and things, because I have had a bit of hate for my religion. But I think to myself, would that help me packing it in? Because that's me basically just giving in to them. I'm not like that. I believe in love for everybody. And I don't... I've got a gay brother, like I say, a gay brother-in-law. He's married. I believe everybody deserves love, and we're all God's children. Nobody's better than anybody else. I always remember what my grandfather used to say. He says, you come into this world the same, you go back out the same. He says, it doesn't matter how much money you've got, or whether you're coloured, you're Catholic, you're Protestant, whatever you are, he says, and the person next to you in the grave, he says, it could be anybody. He says, we're not better, we come in the same way and we go out the same way, and that's true. God loves you no matter what, and I just feel that people misinterpret things, and they put their own stances on the Bible, and that's what it's all about. You've got to be able to look through it, take the bits you believe in, see through the bits you don't believe in, and just keep your faith. That's what it's all about, faith, and that's exactly what the word stands for, faith, believing in it, but not taking things to heart and being your own person, and not letting them to carve you out for who you want to be or what they think you should be and what you should believe in. So thanks very much, Shani. That's a lovely, lovely question. Susan Mencher asks, what makes me happy? What makes me happy is seeing people smiling and happy, and I would love to see people recover from their eating disorders, people getting over terminal illnesses and things, seeing the love in my wife's face every day. That's what makes me happy. My animals, my wife, all you guys on here, just seeing everybody doing well in life and being able to help each other. And I love to be able to help somebody and see that I've done some good, and even the smallest thing in life may make the biggest impact in somebody's life. Getting up every morning with the intention of doing one wee good random act of kindness, even for somebody you don't know. You see people sitting in the street with no money and no clothes and no home and things like that. Give them what you've got. They deserve it. We think we've got a bad life and things like that. There's people dying as we speak with terminal illnesses and everything. Every moment you wake up and you feel that heartbeat is a reason to keep going. And like I say, what makes me really happy is seeing happiness in others, spreading the love of the Lord, and that's what makes me really happy. So thanks very much for that, Susan. That was a lovely, lovely question. Miss Quiet Girl asks, what would you say is my biggest pride? My biggest pride is a bit of a combination of three. Firstly, it's marrying my wife. I love my wife to bits. She's my rock. She's supported me through thick and thin, just as I've done her and through her illness. And you guys on here, knowing that what I'm doing is actually helping some of yous, that's what really pushes me on, and my animals. And living for the memory of my mum and my dad, living by their morals every single day, spreading the word of the Lord. That's my biggest pride in my life, doing all those things, random acts of kindness, and try to be the best person that I possibly can be every single day. Thanks very much, Misbehave Girl. That's Miss Quiet Girl, I should say, sorry. That was a lovely question. Mr. and Misbehave asks, what is your best recommendation for gaining weight for someone who has a hard time gaining weight? Any specific foods, snacks, methods of eating food, etc.? Well, I would basically say just make sure you're in a calorie surplus, especially if it's somebody with an eating disorder. That must be monitored by a dietetic team and obviously your therapy team, because you need to watch for obviously refeeding syndrome and things. But if you're somebody that's just naturally underweight and things like that, try and get in obviously your highest calorie foods, your fats and things like that. Fats are 9 calories per gram, so they're the highest you can get. Obviously alcohol comes 7, but I don't recommend that. Your proteins and your fats, you want to try and get as much of that in as you can. Be in a calorie surplus. Eating things like your vegan cheesecakes, your vegan chocolate, your vegan pizza, avocados, nuts, seeds, legumes, peanut butters, all the kind of high calorie things, they're really, really good. Obviously getting in your carbohydrates as well, your fruits and your vegetables to obviously cover your micronutrients. But things like calorie dense foods like pasta, things like that, bread, all those kind of things. Obviously adding in your plant-based milks as well, so you're getting that volume and obviously the calcium and things like that. Your vegan cheeses is another one. Everything that's got a good calorie to macronutrient ratio, that's what you really need. So thanks very much for that. And like I say, for the methods we are eating, I would just say just eat vegan. Don't focus on anything like Roto 4 or 80-10-10 and things like that, because you're neglecting obviously your proteins and your fats and things which you need for soluble vitamins A, D and K to obviously to absorb them. And that they're important for hormone production, for obviously muscle growth and repair. Because if you think it, if you're doing exercise and things like they were to mention in the Roto 4 diet, you're basically, if you can imagine it, it's like the structure of a house. You're breaking down those foundations. You need to build them back up. You need the excess protein and things. So I always believe just vegan is the best way to do it, because if you're coming from an eating disorder, if you're doing Roto 4, your eating disorder will latch onto that. You want to create a good relationship with your foods. That's all your proteins, your fats, your carbs. That's how you can recover, by getting that relationship with your foods. That's what you need. Food is your medicine. It's basically what the thing that has nearly killed you is what you need to stay alive, and that's the truth. Thanks very much for that. Judalicious asks, what are my favourite vegan Scottish style snacks? Oh, well, I love, like I say, vegan cheesecakes over here. There's quite a good vegan cheesecake maker, Lorianne's Raw Cakes. Obviously, as well, I like my vegan tablet from Go Vegan Scotland. You obviously get toffee bonbons, which is actually vegan as well. They're Macintoshes. Food-wise as well, I love my vegan haggis as well. There's a great, like I say, I love things like my vegan ice creams. There's some good vegan ice creams over here that's Scottish style as well. What else can I think of? The Co-op does quite a lot of good vegan donuts as well, which are jam and custard, and they're both vegan. They do Rocky Roads, they do quite a good few things, so there's a lot of good vegan options for snacks. And obviously, like I say, the vegan fete, you get a lot of Scottish producers like the vegan pies, the vegan pizzas, things like that. That's all things I love. My cheesecakes, my vegan donuts, all Scottish produced and really, really great. Thanks very much for that. Grace Twinkle Toes asked me, she says, we've swapped a few messages about insomnia and asked if being in pain or discomfort affects your quality of sleep. I'm really pleased to hear your pain has decreased now you've gained some weight, but I was wondering, how long have you been affected by insomnia and what do you consider the main factors to be? And do you ever manage to catch up with your sleep in the daytime or maybe crash out every few weeks or something like that? Well, I feel my insomnia has obviously been caused by my eating disorder and things like that. People can get adrenal fatigue through obviously eating disorders if you've been suffering for a long time, and I feel that's really what it's been all about. Obviously as well, I don't suffer pain and things anymore with sleeping and that, because as I'm gaining weight I'm getting padding on my bones and that's really helped massively. But I do feel my friend Racy Baby, who's on YouTube as you well know, she's one of my dear friends. She's a lovely person. I thoroughly recommend you check her channel out. She's got a lot on sleeping insomnia. She suffers from adrenal fatigue and really a lot of insomnia and things. She actually recommended a book that I've actually got here. I'll show you it. I thoroughly recommend you check this out. It's Adrenal Fatigue, the 21st Century Stress Syndrome, and it's by James L. Wilson. As you can see, check that, look up that, you'll get it on Amazon. She sent me that and it's really helped massively. It gives you a lot of tips and techniques obviously to help you sleep, about how switching off all your appliances and things like going on mobile phones and things at night, and basically setting a time where you basically get yourself into a good place and dedicate that to sleep. But like I say, obviously she recommended Epsom salts for me, which really helped. Has helped quite a bit. I'm not getting a great amount of sleep, but I'm getting more than what I was, about 4 hours a night now. But I find sometimes I'm just absolutely shattered and I absolutely crash out and end up sleeping through the afternoon and things like that. And that's basically things just catching up with me, and it really does do that. And I feel that I worry about basically crashing altogether eventually, and I try to get as much sleep in as I can when I can, obviously, and just make up for it. But as I say, I feel the eating disorder and things has been the major factor, because I used to sleep absolutely greatly before my eating disorder started in 1997 with the loss of my mum, and then basically just got worse and worse over the years, and it's been like that ever since. I was actually on temazepam tablets from the doctor to help me sleep and things, but obviously with the damage done to my liver and things, they took me off them, because there's a lot of risk of your liver having to process them and things, and that's the last thing you want. But like I say, thanks very much for that, and please check out Racy Baby's channel. She's got a lot of information on this as well, and if you would like me to dedicate a video on that eventually, I will do that sometime. So I think that's everybody guys, I think. Oh no, sorry, Kirsty Mars didn't ask a question. What are my 3 top favourite foods? Well, vegan cheesecake, definitely. Peanut butter and banana pancakes, I love them. They're one of my favourites. My food-wise, I would that's between about 3, I would say. I love things like vegan macaroni cheese, vegan lasagna, vegan pizza. I obviously love tofu wraps and things like that. Salads, I love them to go with salads, wraps with tofu and things like that. Who is my biggest inspiration? Well, my biggest inspiration would be my mum and dad, definitely. I live for their message every single day, and I try to be if I'm even half the person that they were in their life and the things that they done for everybody through terminal illness, I would have done well, and I know they're up there looking over me. And one of my biggest inspirations as well is obviously God. If we can, that's what we should be doing, living by God's message every single day. And my wife, that's an inspiration. I love my wife so much, and to know that we're going to be forever, and that's the most important thing. I love my wife so much. So, and obviously as well, one of my biggest inspirations, eating disorder wise and as a friend, is obviously Jessica Carunya and Educating Shani. I love those two girls too so much. They're absolutely inspirational. And obviously all you guys, and you Kirsty, yous are all inspirations as well. I love everybody, that's the point, and yous all mean the world to me. What fear foods do you want to challenge the most? Well, that's really easy. Chips. I've never been able to eat chips through my eating disorder, and that's something I want to overcome. I can't eat things like sweet potato fries, but I want to be able to eat normal chips. I've got to get over that fear food, and obviously as well, I suffer things like butter was always an issue because of the fat content, and I still do that. I can't even have vegan spread. I need to really get over that. And bread. Bread, I can only have one slice. I can never have two slices in a sandwich. Why, I don't know. It's just something my eating disorder latches onto. But every other fear food that I had, I've overcame. Like my vegan chocolate, I wasn't able to have chocolate and eating disorders. Cakes, things like that. Fats, like anything with fats in it, I wasn't able to really eat hardly at all. So I've overcame that, really. So yeah, and also you ask video requests for weekly supermarket trip. I will be doing them. That's an absolutely great request. So thanks very much, Kirsty. I really appreciate everything you do for me and all the lovely messages you send me, and I think the world of you. I really do. You're a lovely person. Thanks very much, and please everybody keep sharing my channel. I need to grow this as much as I can and reach out and help as many people as possible. And I send you all my love, and please write down below your comments and also your questions for next Friday, because I would love to get them so it's easier for me to find, or I can make a video through the week and ask you your questions. That's not a problem. Any video topics as well, please let me know, and have a lovely weekend, and I love you so much. And remember, binge on life, purge negativity and starve guilty feelings. Remember guys, binge on life, purge negativity and starve guilty feelings. Speak to you all soon and love you so much.